Hey gang, D2Well Enduro MTB training here today to talk about strength. I think one of the things that I see with mountain bikers across the world that I either coach or they have particular questions about is this whole can I ride myself into shape kind of idea, or what I call simply as a just kind of a catchphrase is a dirt roadie. The answer to that is yes, of course you can. You can ride yourself into shape, no problem, and just be out there, enjoy yourself, and that's awesome. And if that works for you, that's great, right? So no offense to any of those of you who like to do that. My thing is I like to be better because you can't ride yourself into shape and expect to have superior results to become a better rider because you're not challenging your body enough for it to be forced to adapt, to learn, for you to improve. And one of those things that I think that separates us mountain bikers, for example, from roadies or people who ride road bikes predominantly, is the fact that obviously we are riding on the off-road surfaces of which we're going up and down and everything's in play, right? Obstacle-wise. So our bodies have to be able to be stable, mobile, flexible, be able to maintain good posture so that you have a foundation upon which to build muscle and therefore strength. So all of those parameters, and I've talked about in other videos that you can see below, that are important to set up so that you can be strong. Now, I think it's the biggest thing that that mountain bikers leave off the table. Shoot, for that matter, roadies too. But and that's strength and staying strong, obviously creating it now in the off season, but then going forward into the season by maintaining that strength, because you're going to have strength endurance, which is basically what mountain bikers need, is the ability to sustain or withstand all of that off-roading, so to speak, over time. So really, the person who fatigues the slowest will do the best, whether it's, you're competing against your friends or you're at a local enduro race, and or even say downhill, for example, with repetitive practice runs and a race run. So strength is key. So what I want to do today is show you two little quick supersets that you can do that will challenge that strength. You can start now. It will play a difference. You'll see a difference in 2 weeks if you do it twice a week. Something like a Monday, Thursday type of routine, looking for anywhere, if your form is perfect, did I say if your form is perfect? 6 to 8 repetitions. And deadlifts is one of the ones that I believe is crucial for us mountain bikers due to the fact that it's very similar to what we're doing. Strong grip strength, going through stable, strong shoulders, lats, hitting into the hips, glutes, obviously going into legs and into the ground or pedals, right? It's a very functional lift for us. Entire body, very encouraging for posture and core stability, obviously. So at 49, I'm almost back to 300 after probably, here's a coach confession, you ready? Coach confession! It's been a while since I've done some strength training due to a shoulder injury that I had, and before that I had a knee surgery. So preparing and for past seasons of racing, last year wasn't one. I have not gone through a purely true strength training routine like I'm going through now. And I can tell you in a month of strength training, I can tell a huge difference. And you'll be able to, especially too, if you're not 49 like me, you 40-year-olds, you know what I'm talking about. It just gets harder. So do this and you will be better, okay? So I'm going to show you this at 225, and I just want to show you what my one is for now because I'm not terribly warmed up. I've done a little bit, but I'm not like fully warmed up and engaged. But I can do 225 for about 8 times. Right now it's going to be a little harder, but we have to be able to get up against that bar with our shins, okay? So I don't know if you can see that, but you probably can't because of the weights, but my bar is up against my shins. My butt is down, my back is flat. I'm going to turn my elbows out to really engage my lats, boom, to pull in this huge glute lat connection. So it's essentially my hands are then connected to my glutes. From here, I'm going to take a breath in. I'm about shoulders width in my hand grip. So I look like this right now, like this. I'm going to breathe in and hold, and then up. Okay, and drive forward with my hips, not by extending my knees or by arching my back. That's not what we're doing. We're driving your hips forward via the hips or the glutes, okay? That's what we're doing, ready? So. Okay, so there's a little quick one. Whew. Okay, so 6 to 8 reps. I do personally something where I work my way up to it. So I'll warm up with, 95s, which is 25 on the side. And I'll do 135, which is a 45. And I'll do 185, which is 50s. And I'll do, three sets of warm up to get my body prepared to lift the heavier weights. So something with these two supersets, check below to see the variables as it relates to rest and follow those. All right, so next we are going on to single arm cable press. And this is the way I have to do it because it's just me. It's just me in here. So I got to play move the cameraman guy. Boom. All right. So I'm going to grab my cable machine. Now, for those of you who don't have access to a cable machine, bands will not make you strong. We can use bands to create power with speed, but it's very difficult to create strength with bands. So if you can join a cheap gym for 20 bucks a month in your area, bueno. All right, now here we're going to be in a lunge position, opposite foot forward, and my back heel's up. And you're going to find as you get heavier, you're really going to have to be forward flexed. At the hips, neutral spine, not excessively arched, not really rounded. And the length of my lunge stance depends on my weight. So that was 8. You saw how long that was? I'm going to go to 10. Now you can see I have to be even longer and lower. Okay, so from here, breath in. I'm pushing, breathe in, inhale, push, inhale, push, inhale. Okay, that's your single arm push. Huge core, huge shoulder pec action. Good shoulder stability, big time lunge position, lots of resistance to try to prevent me from flying out of that, which is part of what strength is, and it's the ability to hold a position so that your prime movers can actually perform the move, okay? So that's the first 2 sets. So rest now, and then click start again here in a second to try the other 2. Now we'll do bent forward walking lunges, single arm TRX. So take dumbbells. Now these don't have to be hugely heavy. These are just 15s because really what I want you to do is focus on the hip hinge and the speed upon which you do this. So what I'm going to do here is step forward into a lunge and forward and then back up and back up. Okay, so I'm basically doing that for 6 to 8 steps each leg. So only 12 to 16 total. And that's what it's all about, is a good hip hinge pattern. I'm reaching, okay, from here, and then I'm up. Okay, so it's pseudo speed and strength, okay? So choose a weight that you can do lightly so that your form is perfect. Your form is perfect, okay? And then you can incrementally move up in weight as you go through this over the next 4 weeks, let's say. Again, looking for that explosion, getting out of the hole, and getting that boom, single leg hip extension, forceful hip extension. Now, as with anything, if you have a history or pathologies in the low back, you got to be smart, man. You know, be smart about it. Take your time to warm up properly, okay? It's just a reminder because I assume that you know, you're smart enough to know that you should warm your body up to get the most out of it when training and or riding, okay? So be smart through all this stuff. Strength training, let's face it, you can get hurt, you know? You just can. If you're not preparing your body, then you can get hurt. Now, TRX. TRX is, you put one handle in the other, put the other handle in the other, so that you have single arm strength, okay? It's not gonna go anywhere. I am not responsible for those of you who did not pay attention and fall on your ass. Don't do that. Okay, single arm pull. These are actually harder than they look. So I'm gonna be here. Gotta trust, don't you? Gotta have a little faith. Make sure your attachment is good, please, where that TRX is. So from here, I'm actually gonna turn and pull, and then unturn. Turn, pull, and reach. You're trying to get that elbow, my right elbow, all the way, and the shoulder blade pinned to my spine, like such. Reaching and pulling. Obviously, the further forward you go, the harder it is to pull. Okay, now we've got big time shoulder arm movement, just like we would mountain biking, downhilling, right? Got a lot of stability that's required there and strength to go along with it. This thing is going to allow you to really work on that weaker side. My left side is my weaker side because I had a history of a broken clavicle. So I work a little bit extra on that left side so that I have the same amount of muscle tissue in my back, and they're both capable of performing the same types of moves as it relates to movement of the scapula. Okay, there you go. Try those 2 supersets. Again, check out the variables below as far as sets, number of reps, stuff like that, and rest. And add this to your repertoire twice a week, and I guarantee it'll make a difference, all right? So, till next time, take care. Go check out my new online program, MTB Strong. And you know, if you have any questions, info@enduromtbtraining.com. And if we can serve you in any way to help you be a better rider, be stoked. You guys take care. Till next time, stay warm, unless you live in the Southern Hemisphere. Peace.